As you get to higher levels of basketball, being able to score in this area with floaters is huge. Especially if you're a smaller guard, going to the rim every time not only will lower your percentage, but it'll also be very taxing on the body. Teammates are gonna get mad at you if you keep getting your stuff sent. So developing a floater game around this area, once again, is extremely important. Now, one thing about floaters is that people tend to overthink them a bit. I get so many questions about which technique you should be shooting with, how you should shoot your floaters, and that prevents so many players from going out there and actually just working on it. So I'm gonna give you guys in this video a few different keys to build your floater game, and then a little workout to actually work on it practically. Get to it. Also, if you guys are looking for the ultimate basketball training app, check out our virtual academy. It has everything you can possibly imagine in terms of building your training schedule, developing as a player, and I don't think you guys will be disappointed. I'll put the link in the description. So the first thing to realize about floaters is that everyone's gonna be different, right? Every coach, every player has a different opinion on how you should shoot your floaters. Some prefer to shoot it with an open hand. Some like flicking the wrist. Some like being a little bit rotated. Some like being squared. And in reality, there is no perfect technique to it. So what I want you guys to focus way more on is the feel behind it. So shooting in a way that makes the ball feel light, and speed, right? Being able to get it off amongst the trees, and situations where you gotta have a quick trigger. But at the same time, you shouldn't only be able to shoot your floaters one way. So even if you develop a technique that feels really good, right? Maybe it's like an open hand, slightly rotated, feels great. The reality of it is you're still gonna need to be able to adjust and adapt the technique based on different situations in a game. So instead of asking, is a 1 foot or a 2 foot better, prepare for both of them. Prepare to shoot both releases, some with a flick of the wrist, some with more of an open hand. Prepare to shoot when you're rotated. Sometimes you jump straight up and down, sometimes you drift forward or a little bit left or a little bit right. The biggest thing about floaters is that the technique is never gonna be the same. So in this workout, I'm gonna prepare you guys to shoot with a variety of different techniques. So whatever look you see in a game, you're ready for it, you're able to knock it down, and you feel confident with it. Let's get to the workout. First drill here is what we call divergent floater reps. So this is just a warm up, and the goal with any divergent drill that we do is to make every single rep look different, to try to explore the edges of the possibilities. So you're gonna make 20 floaters here. The rule is that every single one has to be different, so some quicker, some slower, some off 1, some off 2, switch up the footwork, the release point, etc. Next drill here is really focusing on the fluidity off of 1 foot. So you're gonna take 2 or 3 skips into it, try to get up on the skip. Last skip, you're gonna be shooting a floater extra high, trying to create as much fluidity as possible into that shot. Now, you may be asking whether you want to prepare yourself to shoot with a weak hand. So in my case, left hand. Here's what I always say. Will you shoot these in a game? I don't think you need to. I think it's a good option to have. But with floaters, especially in most situations, you're gonna be able to get to your strong hand. However, personally, I always like to arm my players with more than they will need. I'd rather them have something and not need it than need it and not have it. So I would suggest maybe out of every 5 reps, shooting 1 with a weak hand, experimenting with it. And worst case, it's just gonna build general skill with that weak hand. Next one here, we're working on our 2 foot floaters now. So your goal is to get into this area off of something where you are visualizing. So maybe you attack a closeout and then see a big step up. Maybe you come off of a ball screen situation here and you're in a little drop coverage, getting into a 2 foot, okay? However you would like to, visualize it. Imagine that help defender stepping up, a defender on your hip, and you're switching up the footwork from a right-left, left-right, and a hop, and going through that 4 times. Next one, once again, is off of 2 feet here, okay? The goal here is gonna be to alternate between a squared up floater, so one where you're a little bit more facing the rim with your base and with your shoulders, and then a rotated one, where you're getting downhill, maybe this way, and then shooting it this. Maybe you're going here and shooting with the left hand. All right, there are a bunch of different ways that you can rotate and that you will need to do this in a game. So we want to prepare ourselves and be creative with all of this. How we're getting into it is simple. Maybe a move or two, push downhill with a little push out dribble, get there fast. Don't overthink that part. Next one here, you're gonna challenge yourself in terms of the arc and trajectory that you shoot it with. So you're gonna be shooting it over the backboard, kind of falling out of bounds, and also being able to drift or fade a little bit away from the basket on this 1 foot floater. So if you're going to this side, it could be with the left or with the right. You're kind of floating out of bounds. The goal is to shoot it extra high above that backboard. If you wanna shoot it from here, just be a little bit closer and make it a little bit easier, that is fine as well. If you're going to that other side, if you're right-handed like myself, most times it's gonna be kind of a right hand fall away one. Again, really emphasizing the arc and exaggerating that so that when you shoot a regular floater, it's a lot easier. Next one here, we're going off 2 feet again, exaggerating the height that we get off the ground into this 2 foot stop. So maybe I go extra high here, I go right, left, right, a hop. You can switch it up, or I would encourage you to switch it up here. But the goal here is to go from a little bit out of control, deceleration on the way down, to get enough fluidity and energy transfer to still have a soft touch. I know them D Rose towards ACL comments are coming on this one, but it's a freak accident, man. Ooh. Ah, it's tough. Get in there. Next one here, you're gonna adjust the angle on each shot. So one here, switch it up. You're making one from an exaggerated distance. So really back here, all right? If you can make a floater from back here, chances are you have the touch to make it when you're closer. Second one, you're still gonna try to jump off of 1 foot from back here, but hang in the air a little bit, float forward, and then control that forward momentum to still have a soft touch. And you're actually landing as far forward as you can. Last drill here is more of a cool down, similar to what we did in the warm up. We were just moving around different spots, shooting different types of floaters, different footwork, different rotation. But the main focus here is gonna be adjusting your release point, okay? So I want you to shoot some a little bit higher, some a little bit lower, some kind of off to the side. Really try to switch it up a little bit, experiment with different release points. This is where you could really get into your weak hand. All right, you're gonna make 20 here, and you'll be done with the workout.
All right, everybody, hope you guys enjoyed this workout. If you stuck around to this point, just drop a like, comment, share it with somebody. Y'all been kind of lame lately in terms of engagement, so let's show a little bit of love. Appreciate you guys as always, and I'll see you on the next video.